This is a Rutke Mods video. Hello, I'm Greg Rutke of Rutke Mods, and welcome to episode 3.5 of my 32-bit CPU Mac series. This episode is a continuation of episode 3 where I taught you how to install Windows. In this episode, I will be briefly explaining the benefits and pitfalls of having AHCI enabled in Windows. Apparently our 1,1 generation Macs, that includes the 4,1 iMac, totally supports AHCI, and AHCI does allow for quicker boot times and trim support if you have an SSD, which is good. But if you enable AHCI, you will lose your ability to control your operating system boot options in Windows because Boot Camp's control panel will no longer open. It will give you a startup disk settings error. And this is, I believe, just because Boot Camp doesn't know how to interpret AHCI on such an early system. But if you are willing to give up that option, you can still access your Mac drive from inside Windows. Of course, if you're using the Anniversary Edition, that won't show up. But if you're not, it will. You also have all your old controls still from Boot Camp. But if you're not willing to give up those control panel features and boot features, do not go to AHCI. If you want to, click on this video right here where I explain how you do it. The thing is, I've recently figured out that you cannot use the recovery partition if it is on a main drive. Plus, Tiger, Leopard, and Snow Leopard don't have recovery partitions. So you will need an install media of some kind, whether it be a DVD or a flash drive. Also, I would recommend formatting the flash drive in journaled, even though FAT32 may work. I just recommend doing journaled for extra security. Otherwise, like I said earlier, if you do not want to lose your ability to control your boot options in Windows, like for instance when I hit restart in OS X, and we click OK, it cannot locate the boot volume. And that's just because of the AHCI. If you don't like it, you can roll back to your original as long as you have backed it up, like how that video describes. But you can always boot into OS X by just holding in your option key on boot up and selecting OS X. That will still work totally fine. You just won't be able to use your control panel anymore. So that is a pitfall. But either way, AHCI does work on 32-bit systems. On systems that have been upgraded to 64-bit CPUs and have 64-bit Windows, I don't know yet if AHCI corrupts control panel or not. If it does not, I will be making a video on that too, explaining how AHCI works fine on it. So I do not know yet if this is just centered on 32-bit Windows or not. Anyway, that is the end of the video, and thank you for watching. This has been a Rutke Mods video.